Okay, so for now, for the initial watering it in, have just a simple fan sprayer overhead, and you can just start it up and just water it in like so. Very simple way to water it in, and that's about all it takes, folks. An alternative method is to take a container like this, preferably something either clear or white. Just gonna rinse it out a little bit there, and just fill this with water. I mean, not all the way up. Make sure there's about an inch or two of water there. That's probably almost too much, but if it were sitting level, you could see maybe an inch or two of water. And take the entire thing here and just sit it down like so. And then all that will soak up in there, and it will soak up from the bottom. It'll wick up from the bottom. And that's a great way to keep the whole thing moisturized as well. And that's a great thing. Preferably, this color is far too dark, because if you leave it here like this, what'll happen is it's just too dark. You need something clear or at least white so that some light can get through, so that your plants are not all spindly. But typically what you can do is I just sit it there like that. This stuff, the leaves hold a lot of moisture, and the perlite, although they drain well, they hold a lot of moisture as well. And so you'll just leave those there just like that. And if it's, I'm going to leave these outside, because if it's cold outside, then I'll take them in if it's going to get anywhere near freezing. If not, I won't even worry about it. But for the most part, you can just leave it like that. Come back and check it. You don't ever want to let it dry out. And if it ever starts to get a little dry, I can either dip it back in there in the bucket for a few minutes, or just water it again in from the top. And that's essentially, folks, that's how I start off all my seeds. It's just a matter of how much starting do you need to do. Now, the colder climate you live in, the more you're going to need to rely on a system like this. I live in such a hot climate that I just don't have to rely on this. Only thing I'll do is some tomatoes and peppers, things that take a little bit longer and a little bit more finicky to grow. I'll maybe have a little container like this set aside, and that's all I really do. And that is seed starting, folks.